Gordon Graham here with today's tip from Lexipol. And today I want to talk to my friends in law enforcement about tire deflation devices, also known as TDDs. Now, we all know that vehicle pursuits are extremely dangerous. The main issue centers on suspect intentions. We simply don't know what's going on in that person's head. So TDDs were developed to reduce the risks of dangerous police pursuits. And in a perfect world, an officer deploys a TDD ahead of a fleeing suspect. The suspect drives over the device, which flattens one or more of the vehicle's tires, bringing the pursuit to an end. End of story, right? Well, not necessarily. The use of TDDs comes with great risks. Since 2000, and listen to this very carefully, more than 40 law enforcement officers around America have been killed deploying TDDs, and many, many more than that have been injured, including paralysis and dismemberment. And sadly, 1/5 of those officers who were struck by other police personnel. In some cases, the suspect was traveling in excess of 100 miles an hour when the TDD was deployed. Now think about your reaction time when 2 tons of metal and glass is wheeled in your direction at 150 feet per second. Sort of changes your perspective a little bit, doesn't it? Now listen, I'm not saying that TDDs are not useful. These devices can be highly effective when deployed properly. Just be aware of their limitations. Ever hear the phrase, "you play like you practice"? Many officers only receive initial training on the use of these tools, and even that training typically takes place in a very controlled environment. The time to test your strategy is not on the interstate highway where speeds are substantially higher. So if you choose to deploy a TDD, here are some things you need to consider. First, the TDD should only affect the suspect's vehicle. Make sure you communicate your intentions to other responding units. Second, only deploy TDDs from a location with adequate cover and an escape route. This is where you are the most vulnerable. Finally, don't forget to consider policy limitations on vehicles such as motorcycles or vehicles carrying hazardous materials. Deploying TDDs is certainly dangerous. Be sure to consider the risk versus reward when deciding whether to safely deploy these devices to end a pursuit. And that is today's tip from Lexipol. Gordon Graham signing off.